What is going on, you guys, and welcome back to the channel, where today we are revisiting the Order 1886 to decide whether or not it is still worthy of the spot on the Game of the Year list that I gave it almost 10 years ago. And just to jump straight into it, I would say yes, absolutely, every bit of it. I think in terms of the story, it is extremely difficult to mess up this lovely little blend of history, Victorian era uh, events and people, and mythology. Having Arthur's Knights of the Round Table form an order whose primary purpose is to protect the rest of humanity from all the things that go bump in the night, or vampires and lichens in this case. Um, but then to have it all kind of evolve into this political thriller where you realize that not only has this enemy, which you're sworn to do battle with, uh, infiltrated your order, but they're also in prominent positions of power. Basically, they run the world. Uh, all of that is awesome to me, and from the very beginning, the very first time that I beat this game, I was up on those mountaintops screaming about the need for a sequel or how it was unfair uh, to leave us hanging the way that they did. And today, I'm willing to concede that that might not be 100% necessary. Despite it ending on a cliffhanger or a teaser, the way that it kind of does, um, you know, I think there's room to argue that maybe what we got is all there is. Maybe there isn't a greater need to explore further into this world and into this situation. But then on the other hand, I'm sitting there going, you honestly mean to tell me that you're going to let a character as badass as Galahad is, who is now a renegade, who is now a vigilante, who has been excommunicated from his order for knowing too much of the truth behind it, you're going to let a guy like that go to waste? How are we not doing more here? How do we not have a sequel or anything where he's teaming up with the rebels to maybe not necessarily seek revenge against the order, but maybe expose them for, what's really going on there? If not, then pursuing these, you know, um, people within the government or these prominent positions of power that I mentioned a little bit further. How is there not something where we sneak over to the Americas and deal with the situation there that this game sets up? For me, as a fan, like I said, might not be 100% necessary, but there's still so much meat on these bones to dive into, and it's just like I just can't help but wish and want more for this world and for this story and just everything around it. Um, as far as the game itself goes, I know it definitely has its naysayers. The gameplay is too simple and the game's too short. Um, to that, I would say, for one, the gameplay feels incredible, smooth, great to play, great experience. And as far as the length goes, I would say not every game out there needs to be a 50 to 70 hour, even a 20 to 30 hour experience. Give me something with uh, a great story and solid characters, and I really don't care how long it is. And to be honest with you, that was part of the appeal when it came to jumping into this one to experience it again, was because I knew that I could get in and get out and, have all my fun and enjoy it for what it was without having to dedicate so much of my time to it. And I'm just not willing to crucify it quite so heavily for those types of things. Now, what I will be negative and or critical on is the collectible system. As somebody that did try to 100% it this time around, um, the problem is that out of, I don't know, 4 or 5 different types of collectibles in the game, only one is tracked. So, you know, being straight up transparent with you, even using a walkthrough, uh, you know, I still came up short. I missed. I must have missed things somewhere along the way. I don't know if it was the walkthrough's fault. I don't know if it was some type of user error. Like, was I supposed to do something with the collectibles that I found to like activate them? Um, there's just. I wish there was some sort of quality of life improvement there where it was like, whether it comes up on the screen to say, hey, you found a collectible, this many out of this many throughout the game, whether there was something in the chapter select screen to say, this is how many collectibles are in each chapter, this is how many you have, just something to communicate to the player that you're on the right track. But I don't know. Like, from my experience, it was just all about just hoping and praying that um, it would count and that those achievements would pop. The walkthrough that I was using said that each time you pick one up, it saves, but I have no idea what didn't count or anything like that. So, like I said, just some nice quality of life improvements in regards to trophy hunting and stuff like that would make it a little bit better of an experience. But beyond that, still a great, albeit brief, game. I won't say perfect, but really, really good for what it is. Um, but that is going to wrap this video up, guys. So as always, thanks for watching. Take care of yourselves, and I'll catch you in the next one.